Marriage is a good thing, and everybody deserves and wishes to have a wonderful home. But marriage is failed today because we somehow consciously and unconsciously run away from things we should discuss before getting married. So today's video seeks to highlight 5 uncommon premarital issues you must discuss with your partner before accepting to walk the aisle. So stay tuned, I've got some educative, insightful, and helpful tips to share with you. Don't go anywhere. Hello guys, you're welcome back. My name is Gordon Patrick and this is my YouTube channel. The channel talks about amazing stories and relationship. Today's video seeks to highlight 5 uncommon issues you must discuss before getting married. So without further ado, let's dive into today's business. Number 1, childlessness. I'm pretty sure that some of you might want to feel more like I am some doomsayer, or some people want to say God forbid. But the truth of the matter is, childlessness could actually cause an adverse effect in every marriage. It could affect the marriage in ways that you would never imagine. So, for instance, that you never discuss about childlessness and you find yourself in situations like this, how do you think you can actually manage a situation? It's going to be very hard. I know we sometimes before they get married, you have to go for fertility tests and all that. But even when fertility test has actually proven to be positive, but then some things in life don't just happen. So in times like this, how do you manage situation? So it's better you discuss it beforehand. So talking about childlessness in marriage, there are 3 remedies you have to discuss and accept with your partner. Number 1, adoption, whether you guys are going to adopt a baby. Number 2, insemination, a case where a sperm is delivered to your wife's fertilized egg. Number 3, surrogacy, a case where you have to hire someone else to carry you guys' baby, and after the baby must have been delivered, you pay the person off. So these are ways you could actually use to remedy the situation, and it covers whether your wife is not productive enough or whether the husband is not productive enough. It covers the both. So the disclaimer I really want to say here is that I'm not particularly saying everybody must go through this process. There are some people whose beliefs are actually strong. If you feel like you want to wait for a pretty long time and God might help you to have a child, then it's okay. Number 2, finance. Finance is actually a difficult topic in marriage, but it's that topic that you must discuss. You know why? Because a marriage that doesn't have money, a marriage that is lacking finance, that marriage is bound to fail. Let's forget about whether love is involved in marriage, whether there's commitment and all that. All those emotions could actually come crashing if there is no money. You get? So you have to discuss, is your partner a type who is spendthrift? Is your partner a type who lavishes money on things? Is your partner a type who doesn't understand the concept of wants and needs? See, let me tell you something. No matter the amount of money you feel you have, you get, if you end up with a partner that lavishes things, that money will finish even before you say A or B. Because Parkinson's law states that demand will always arise to consume all available resources. So it's quite important for you both to discuss on ways to make money, to save money, and to reinvest money. Another thing you have to discuss about is shared responsibility. I know in the past our parents and men have always been the one picking up responsibilities at home. But in recent time, ladies have actually come into the play and tried to help in many ways. So you guys could decide to share responsibilities. Maybe the wife, the husband will pick up the bills, will pick up the rent, will pick up a whole lot of stuff, while the woman will pick up some other aspects at home. Another thing you have to discuss before marriage, in as much as finance is concerned, is to run 2 accounts. The first is a separate account, the second is a joint account. The separate account gives you the liberty to spend your own money the way you wish, in as much as it falls within the realm of your needs. It takes away that friction. While the joint account is the account that is shared by you both, and you both contribute money monthly or weekly into this account. This account is largely for for responsibilities at home, for retirement, for emergencies, and some other stuff. So if you have this finance into play, it will go a long way to help the marriage prosper. Also, there's an important point I want to draw your attention to. For this financial aspect to actually work in marriage, you both have to be sincere, have to be honest in the amount of money you bring into the family, because marriage is all about trust. Once your partner or once one person is not trusting the other person with finance, it will scatter everything. So it's proper you open up with how much you're earning and how much you're bringing into the family. Number 3, polygamy. You see, polygamy is predominant in Africa, especially the western part of Africa, and it is a practice where a man takes more than one wife. So in marriage, before you ever get into marriage, your partner, you both will have to sit down and discuss. Nobody wants to share her home with another person, and nobody wants to share her man with another person. So it is a selfish act if you do not discuss this thing with your wife, and at the end of the day, why she's accepted to get married to you, and after maybe 2 or 3 or 5 years, you end up coming home with a second wife. That's a massive disrespect to your wife. Nice thing, they are called weddings nowadays. So if the decision of you both is all about not getting a second wife, then it should be backed by a law and signed by you both. In case he goes contrary to that particular agreement, then the consequences shall abound. The reason why I'm emphasizing on this, because men could be creepy and they could be mischievous. A man could actually be cheating with another person out there in marriage, and once the mistake is made and he impregnates the girl, he'll happen to bring the girl home as a second wife because he has no choice, unless the girl decides to get rid of the baby. But if she doesn't decide to get rid of the baby, you end up with a second wife at home. So in situations like this, is backed by law, he'll face the consequences. You know what? Marriage is an intentional journey, so these things are quite important to talk about them before accepting to get into marriage. Also, if you've watched this video up to this point, please why not consider to book the like button. It's going to help with the algorithm. It's going to help to spread this video to many persons out there. Thank you. Over to the next point, distance. You see, there's this adage that says distance makes the heart grow fondler, but this particular adage is obsolete and it doesn't help, and it doesn't necessarily work for everybody. There are some people who can cope in a distance, while there are some persons who cannot cope in a distance. So before marriage, you have to discuss about these things. Now, I know because of the nature of someone's job, it could keep you out for a pretty long time, but these are the issues you have to discuss. You and your partner have to talk to yourself if he or she accepts you to be out of the house for a pretty long time. Now, we are talking about the duration. Is it for 1 month? Is it for just a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks? Then if he or she accepts, then marriage should go on. If they don't accept, then there's practically no need to get married, because I've actually witnessed a marriage where the husband traveled abroad and he's been there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years without seeing the wife, and the wife is over here just waiting in vain for 5 years. No, I don't think it's actually right, and I don't think I will blame anybody who cheats in conditions like that, because nobody is wood and nobody is some kind of statue. Everybody needs somebody by their side. So if your job requires you to be away from home for a long time, then it becomes necessary to discuss it with your partner. If your partner accepts, what we should be talking next is for how long will you be out, because your mind works perfectly with time, with a given period of time, rather than existing in a void. So these things are actually necessary for the success of marriage. Number 5, privacy. You see, not everybody can cope with crowd. Not everybody loves too much persons around them. Me, I feel so choked. I feel quite uncomfortable when I have so many persons around me. So do not blame your partner if he or she doesn't love crowd. Now, the crowd we're talking about are family members or friends or visitors. Now, if they accept that these people should come around, but for how long are they going to stay around? You get? Don't try to blame your partner that he or she doesn't want your family to come around, he or she doesn't want your friends or whosoever to come around, because some people cannot just work with crowd. That's the truth. We all grow up from different places that have actually shaped our mentality. Why some people are introvert, some others are extrovert. So I don't think it's necessary to blame a person who doesn't like crowd. So we have to discuss about it. Is it family members that will come around? Is it your friends, or are they visitors? So even if they should, your wife or you yourself will accept that person to come around, for how long are they going to stay? Is it just a week or two, depending on the situation or depending on what brought them to your house in the first place? So there should be a given period of time. So if we talk about for how long they are going to stay, another thing we want to discuss about, how many persons should come at a particular period or in a particular period of time. Is it one? Is it two? Is it three? These things are necessary. So this is much about today's video. Share your thoughts with me. Leave a comment down below. And if you found any value in this video, please subscribe to the channel. My name is Gordon Patrick, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.